Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Danders, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town.
Hail to the chief. Sir, this week, not a lot of announced big hits, but there were some good reads here.
Yes, very much so. Like, we didn't have any of those, like, you know, Empire, if they were to attack on a 7th issue, or it's just really solid.
Yeah, it was a great, like, Wednesday week. Yep. I like that. Okay, so as always, if you're brand new to this and you want to check out this action all the time, subscribe because we got some amazing content. These reviews, spoiler free, tell you what you need to pick up at the comic shop. So check that out all the times. Okay, so looking at our honorable mentions, yes. What we got? We got one that's the same?
Yeah, one that's the same.
And then we go all over the place? Okay, I need to know about that Joker Harley because I was really torn on that one.
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
Joker Harley, Criminal Sanity, DC Black Label, Kemi Garcia, Miko Sunan, Jason Bedore, and Ed Kwok. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
It's Joker has now figured out who is tracking him down.
Okay.
And it was the interaction between him and Harley where she was in a position where she had no power. It was kind of interesting, just their dialogue and how smart she is to get out of it. But then it was kind of meh for the rest of it, which it is a long series. I think it's 12 issues long.
Oh, so wow. So you're not even halfway through.
Yeah, we're at issue 5. Yeah.
Illustration-wise, it looks strong.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
This art is unbelievably, it's breathtaking.
Right.
It's not quite photorealistic.
Right.
But and what they do with the coloring, switching from different time periods.
I do like that.
Views, it's really, really good. Just for whatever reason, it just didn't grab me with this issue. Okay. Could be just me.
I mean, it happens. It happens, you know.
If I'm wrong and you're reading it out there in the viewership universe, let us know. Comment below. Let me know that, yes, I'm in fact bad at my own life.
Please don't tell him that. Do not tell him that at all.
Don't reinforce it.
I took on the Rise of Ultraman #1. This one is Higgins, Groom, Mana, Grundelchern, maybe? Grundichern?
Yep.
Maybe? Okay. Girihiru and Cho. So a mix of creative voices here. There's like technically 4 different mini stories in here. So there's a lot of content in this book. What's really interesting though is the way that it's playing. This is not for long-term fans of Ultraman to just jump in.
Okay.
Right? Like this is like the first time you've ever picked up an Ultraman anything, and it's building the story like that. So maybe let me not say that it's not for it, because maybe if you are a fan of the original stuff, you know what's coming, so that's going to get you excited. But it's slow for anyone that I think would be like, give me Ultraman, give it. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I think this is an interesting property for Marvel to be putting out and building on. I mean, kaiju is very popular. That's a thing, but Ultraman, I don't know. I thought they would do more Marvel Man stuff or Miracle Man stuff, you know, before this. So I don't know.
It's interesting.
I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of did actually. The different types of stories were fun. That was my favorite part. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. So that was good stuff.
And I think it's 5 issues or so long. So
that's not bad.
Yeah,
it's a nice little primer.
Yeah. We'll
see what that does. But it's definitely not within the main Marvel U, so you know that for certain. Okay. Like, none of that. What about that Web of Venom?
Yeah, all right. So, Web of Venom, Wraith #1. Character, it's written by Donny Cates, so automatically it's in a good spot.
Right.
Villanova is the artist. White is the color. Well, that's interesting. Villanova is the artist.
Right.
White is the color artist. That's a very interesting way of describing color.
I guess Villanova did inks as well as pencils.
Okay.
And so Dean White doing the color work on top of it. That's what I would guess.
Okay. Yeah. It's gorgeous. Like that, they teamed up and just did amazing with it. All right. So the Web of Venom series is a group of one-shots that have been coming out over the last year and a half or so. Centered around like different characters in the Venomverse. Cletus Cassidy. Oh yeah,
I see this.
In this one, Wraith is a character most known by fans of cosmic Marvel stuff from Annihilation. And in this, we find out that Wraith actually has a connection with the symbiote god Null, which is usually bad to have.
Right.
Like that's a world of suck. And an interaction with a very powerful other being has put him on a path where he ends up learning certain things. That I don't know if he was originally supposed to.
Oh.
Or if he was supposed to, that would set a chain reaction. And there's not necessarily a first appearance in this, but it's as close as you can get to a first appearance without it being a first appearance.
Okay.
But it sets up the story arc that's coming up here pretty soon, where Null is going to show up on Earth and do Null-related shenanigans.
Do Null stuff. For a character like Wraith, who is a bit more cosmic-minded, do you find like this integration is a cool thing? Is this an advance to the character, or is it kind of like a chain and shackle to him?
No, I think it's an advance. I think it's a gateway also, where people that might not have read about him in the past now are like, okay, he's kind of cool. I'm going to go track down his other stuff, and people that are already familiar with him, it fleshes out his the lore and backstory. So
Gotcha.
It's Donny Cates, like.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely true. So I jumped in with Oblivion song number 27 for no reason. I don't remember the last time I read Oblivion song. I really don't know. But just every now and again, Bobby K calls me and I just want to pick it up. So I do. Art by Lorenzo De Felici, or De Felici. I mess him up every time. Okay. Again, here's one of the things that is my benchmark as a writer. If someone can randomly pick up a book and easily just breeze into the story, you've done such a great job. And Bobby K does that expertly. I literally had no idea what was going on. Understandably, like the relationship to the people from Oblivion and the humans that have gone back and forth, all that stuff, I don't know. But I was intrigued throughout the whole story, like following along, recognizing the character interactions. Perfect. Have you been reading this?
No, I kind of fell off. The level of moist that I feel all the monsters are,
is high.
Kind of disturbs me.
It is high.
I'm going to be honest.
No. There's some moisture in the air, and there's a whole breakdown of what they look like, and there's a whole face body contortion thing. It was crispy in places that I didn't like. You know what I mean? And crispy and moist is never okay.
Very rarely a good thing.
No, but I mean, in terms of storytelling, freaking fantastic.
Yes.
So, this is a weird sort of thing, but as a creative, one of the things that I adore is when you have a setup that promotes the next issue. And I think that's so very important, specifically in the indie market, to show that there is something in the works that's coming next. And the back cover does such a little cool trinket of a job, but suggesting, hey, there's more stuff. Yeah, more stuff. Keep coming. Keep it coming. Speaking of more stuff.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
DC's Dark Knights, Death Metal, Trinity Crisis.
Yes.
And they call it a number 1, but it's really a 3.5.
Oh, my God.
To me, it's a 3.5.
It's
in between issue 3 and issue 4 of the main Death Metal series.
So this one is Scott Snyder, Francis Manapul, Herring on... did he do the colors, I think? Or did he do letters? What did he do? Where is it? Where are your credits pages? There's so much content. Okay, here we go. Ian Herring did colors, and Tom Napolitano did letters. Okay, so I know I'm a broken record. It's things like this that I just know, if given more space, like if it could breathe more, I would call this the next, like the second coming of comics, because there's so much content. And ordinarily, like, you want more pages, yes, but there's so much story stuffed in those pages that you can't almost appreciate all of it. And you gotta let it breathe. Like, I wish DC really did just say, here's the next 10 years of Scott Snyder, go. Like, take your time, tell it all, get us there, as opposed to, him having to presumably shoehorn it all in there under one, title banner, because that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, it absolutely is. And that's the most frustrating part, because it's like one of the best brainstorming sessions ever. And then instead of it getting pared down or put into a very long form, like a 60-issue series or something, it just gets done. Like here's an issue. And that's what's so frustrating, because there's so many cool ideas. You're hit with every page or two with this really awesome concept or character or twist on how things could have been. And then, page or two later, it's the next thing. So you never have a chance to be fully immersed in the moment.
Yes.
The Trinity Crisis there are 3 Crisis worlds that are constantly replaying.
Right.
Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis, that kind of thing. So the twists on those are so cool.
Yes.
I want it. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's almost like they should just give Snyder and Capullo and whoever else he wants on his creative team, Tom Taylor,
right,
and just say, here is your universe.
Yes.
Kind of like Deceased, but
go.
Just go.
You know what? That's the best point possible, because Deceased is doing exactly that.
Yeah.
If Scott was given that sort of protocol, I think it would blow people's minds, because the 3 people that are the center point of this, and I'm not talking about the cover heroes here. Did we see them be sent on this mission? I don't recall that. And the notion of sending those 3? Who does that?
Right.
Like, in order to be in a position to tell those 3 people that you want them to do something, that's a story unto itself.
Yeah.
Like, and not even like a story. We're talking, that's a crisis.
Yeah.
That's a crisis. So, yeah, man, I wish it could just breathe more so you can take the time. You're absolutely right to say it. You need the moments that when something of impact happens, that you have to put it down and you don't get another book for a month.
Yeah.
So that way that thing lives with you and just punches you in the chest, and you're just like, every time you think about it, you can't breathe.
And as a retailer, it would sell. Like,
yes.
It would sell without question. And that's it's something that's so frustrating, because there's so much good in there.
Yes. It's too much. It's too much. Like, you gotta let it breathe. You gotta let it breathe. Okay. Moving on to the Acrylic, the creme de la creme, the ones that were so fantastic. What do we got? We got 2 the same?
2 the same, and then
one that's different?
Yep.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
Talk to me about Cyberpunk.
Oh, I will. Oh, God, yes. Okay, Cyberpunk 2077 is a Dark Horse book. Cullen Bunn, I need to say,
Sold.
Right? Miguel Valderrama on the art. Okay, fast-paced, crazy beautiful.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
look at that, right? This is American manga with, like, a sense of, I don't know. There's a Ghost in the Shell vibe to it for me. There is a, man, I don't even know what else I could compare it to. But the whole idea is we're in this world where there is a tactical team, like police tactical unit, that's supposed to be high level. They're sent in when stuff gets really, really bad. And we are introduced to our protagonist, who is the survivor, the lone survivor of an extraction gone wrong.
Yeah.
And the way that this kind of plays out, I mean, you're talking cyberpunk greatness. Like all the great, like, I mean, your Blade Runner action is in there. Yeah. Like you feel all of it. But
that art is amazing.
So pretty. It's so pretty. The colors and everything are so awesome. And yeah, again, when you get to a point where it punches you in the chest and you see something revealed, case in point, when you find out who this person is, it's tragic and wonderful all at the same time. So this one is definitely on my number 2 issue read list, because I need to see where this is going. Awesome book. Graphically beautiful, well written. I love the experience of it.
Very nice. Vampire the Masquerade number 2, Vault Comics, and the creative team. We got Seeley.
Right.
We got Premonic, who did Anarch Tales. No, I got it backwards. All right, Winter's Teeth, which is the main story. Tim Seeley, Premonic is the artist. And then Anarch Tales, which is the short at the end, is Tinny Howard and Blake Howard and Nathan Gooden. So this picks up roughly where the previous issue left off. The previous issue, a lot happened in it. It was good, but it also was more of a primer to be like, here is the way the world of the Masquerade works.
Right.
Wait. And then 2 comes out. Now that you know everything in terms of the mechanics of it,
right,
that's when we're starting to see the different people's machinations. Like they're trying to figure out who's going to take over, how they're going to do it, the true cost of a vampire feeding on a human, like what that really means. That was actually one of those moments. It was Jason Aaron-ish in terms of like,
that's a compliment.
As Celia is taking us through this, selecting the person and the learning process, you're like, okay, all right, I'm good with all this,
right? And
it hits us with the Jason Aaron like fullness of a character, and you're like, oh, dang.
Oh, ooh.
So yeah, it's gory, where it needs to be. We start seeing some of the seedier vampire, and yeah, it's really, really good. If you're a fan of that, and you're not picking this up, it's only up to issue 2.
Easy jump on. Yeah. Easy.
This is tough. This is like thinking, which of my favorite kids isn't Tierno?
That's so terrible. Let's see. You want to do the ending first or the continuation?
Yeah, let's do ending just because I don't want it to be over.
I know.
Because this world has much left to explore, which I respect Zach.
Yeah, dude. But dope. Join the Future, number 5. Zach Kaplan, Piotr Kowalski, Brad Simpson, Hassan. I'm not going to do that to you because I've been screwing up names all evening. Okay. This is a climax right here, man. If you talk about a crescendo ending, I adored the Deus Ex Machina sort of situation that it's been like hinted at the entire time this issue is going on, and then when it finally happens, you go, okay.
That's why the person kept saying.
That's good to know. That's good to know. This has been such a brilliant conversation piece. Yeah. In fact, my lady and I, we were just having a conversation about universal basic income and whether or not that is a good thing or not. Yeah. And I was like, man, you really got to read Join the Future. And she was like, did you just like use a conversation to pitch me a comic? And I'm like,
yeah,
yes, I did. So, haha. But when it comes down to it, like this battle of ideologies, is it better to conform, relinquish your sense of independence to be taken care of, or is it better to struggle and find who you are? Such a great conversation piece.
Because it's a toughie. Like there's a part of me that sees the rugged individual out in the wilds, growing their own food and hunting their animals and building their own barns. And then there's the other part of me that's like, well, you could just never have to worry.
Give me the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, all the stuff.
All the things that they're worrying about, you don't have to worry about, so you can work on yourself. You work on others.
Right.
It's like that. So I see both sides of it, but man, does Zach do a really good job of balancing those two things without, like, as mean, I don't know if that's the right word, as the people from the cities have been. I don't necessarily see them as villains. I see them as they're trying their best to get these last few people to be like, you never have to get sick.
Right.
You never have to watch your kids die.
Everything could be fine.
Yeah. Just all you got to do is move in. Like,
right.
That's it.
You know what's really interesting to me is I did find these guys villains, but not necessarily the concept that they represent.
Yeah.
These guys in their presentation of it, they were a bit more on the villainous side, having some sort of power, inevitably, corrupts people. Yeah. I definitely felt that. But you're right. Like when you look at what the offer is, like you almost understand. Like anybody that's like, well, I don't know. You're like, why are you dumb? Like, why wouldn't you do this? Like, you're being a holdout for no reason. Yeah. Like, so again, like I guess I just justified their meanness. But that's partly what makes this such a great book, because it's a conversation. Yes. Like there is no right answer. There's definitely people that you agree with.
Yeah.
There's people that you don't agree with, but it doesn't necessarily equate to right or wrong.
Yeah.
They're just, people.
It makes me wonder, like, if the confrontation that happened in the first issue had not have happened.
Right.
would we even consider?
I would say no. Like, if that wasn't the way that things went down, I think you would easily be able to say, like, these guys are the bad guys that are holding out because they are standing in the way of new progress. Yeah. You know, like, so cool. Such a great concept. Clem is probably one of my new favorite heroines. I think we need to see more characters that operate with their own agency across the board. Like, just, I do what I want to do because this is how I feel. Right or wrong, this is how I feel. Yeah. This is what I'm going to do.
And she's doing her truth. Like, she is doing exactly what she believes to be 100% right.
Yes.
And it's amazing, and she's not wrong.
That's beauty. Yeah. That's beauty. Speaking of someone else living in their truth, doing what they think is right, something is killing the children.
This issue was depressing even by my standards.
And you know that's dark. You know it's got to be dark. You know what, though? As depressing as it was, and I'm not saying that it wasn't at all, there were some damn fine moments of cool in this book.
Yeah. This is action-packed.
Yes! Like
this is... If this was a television series, this would be the season finale.
Oh my God.
Like, I gotta wait how many weeks for the next 13
Yes. Or worst case, the mid-season finale.
Oh, that's the even worse
Which is way, way worse. Because, like, at least with the season finale, you got a whole season's worth that you could watch. Yeah. Mid-season, you got, like, 5 episodes. Like, that's it. That is it. Okay.
This creative team is
just ridiculous.
Amazing. You got James Tinney in the fourth. You got Werther Delarera, Miguel Morto, this Boom Studios. Every one of them is firing at peak performance.
Yes.
The art, the story, the dialogue, the colors. The colors are just so like you can. It feels like you're in that crappy woods where there's something really horrible waiting around the corner for you.
Yes, you can hear it. It can smell you. It's not a good time. Oh. It is not a good time. Character-wise, like, I don't know if I've ever turned on a dime about caring about a character so hard in my life. Where I'm like, yeah, no! I love it. Erica is still, again, Erica also one of those heroine characters that operating under her own agency, defying the rules if need be, because the thing that is right is not always the thing that is written.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Such a good statement. I loved it. I loved it. The predicament that the police are in, I can't even imagine.
Right? Because they can't see
the
monsters.
Right.
That's the important thing. Like, if you don't know, the monsters are not visible to adults.
Right.
Kids can see them.
Right.
Other people can under special...
Of certain circumstances. But, you know, obviously in the world of grown-ups, when you say monsters, you know, like, those don't exist. What's wrong with you? Yo, everybody that saw
that panel, and the fact that character kept reoccurring throughout building up to that point,
it was so messed up. Like, it was so messed up.
You suck for making me feel.
I mean, because like you're just like, oh yeah, wait, why? And
it's never.
That's the one that got me, because this one was closer. At first.
Yeah.
And this one ran into it like, wait, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like they were, fishing through that box of 20 McNuggets, and they're like,
let's find this one.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm going to chew the head off of because you look like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
But dude, the what's the rule? Mass hysteria? What are you going to say? Well, this is what we saw. No, that's not possible. But it's what we saw. We all saw this. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah. There's no out. Like,
no.
You just... And as we've seen, because we're finding out more about the Order of St. George and how they manage publicity. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like, short of, I'm just like...
Yeah, no, you're going to have to aliens this one.
Yeah.
You're going to have to. I don't know how you put that genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
At all. Dude, when... this last page.
Yeah. Like, it was redemption time.
I've never felt so defeated. I've never personally felt so defeated than this moment right here.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait.
Like, why did you even bother, dude?
Like, right. Like, you were... I mean, Erica warned us early. but still,
Yeah.
like
This is like
this is a hero moment that just you just miss it. You just miss it.
It's not.
Oh my god!
2 panels in. What
It's just what was supposed to be like the Independence Day, you know, rallying speech gets cut off very quickly, very quickly. Dude, you know what? Okay, normally I don't point this out, but I have to acknowledge the fact that everything on the Acrylic this week, not from Marvel or DC.
Yep.
Not a single one. That is a great statement for comics. What that means is that those entities that are outside the traditional mainstream are killing it and should be recognized. Those should be books that you're reading. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying don't read the Marvel DC stuff, but step outside of that.
Yeah, there's other stuff out there. Like, just because it isn't Superman doesn't mean it's not good.
Oh my god, trust.
There's right now, comics have something for everybody, of all reading levels, of all tastes. We're in one of those moments where I don't know if it's necessarily the Marvel Renaissance period of like the late 90s, early 2000s, or the indie boom, but creators are finding their way to get to companies that will let them just tell their story.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about status quo. They don't have to worry about the next movie that's in the pipeline.
Right.
They just do what comic creators do best.
It's amazing. Tell good stories, man. I love that. Oh, so good. Obviously, if you guys like this episode, click the like button. And if you want to get more of this action dropped in your DMs every week, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because we come to you. You don't have to come to us. We come to you. Yeah. You know, we're kind like that. Very considerate.
Yes.
Considerate readers. We'll read for you. We'll read hard things, soft things, long things, short things. We'll read it all.
Mm-hmm. Just like I was in college again.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
That's fair.